Okay, this is the Dancing Souza testing out how well he can record Dawn of War, Dark Crusade. To do this, I've just picked a campaign I started on my computer here. Right. Okay. Assaulting the Necron Capital.
The full extent of the Necron presence on Cronus did not become clear until those opposing them launched raids into the catacombs under the Thur Abyss Plateau. The first Necron massacres on the planet had occurred there, and their enemies expected to find some sort of alien bastion. Instead, they found an entryway into the underworld. Garbled reports from doomed scouts sent into the cavernous passageways revealed a network of catacombs honeycombing the entire plateau. Some of these now stood hollowed out, while others served as staging grounds for Necron forces. Worst of all, however, were the deeper tunnels, where row upon row of Necrons still stood, slowly waking to join their lord's global genocide. The attackers settled on a dangerous gambit. A strike force would enter the catacombs and plant a massive explosive device deep in the main cavern. An explosion there would collapse the entire network, crushing or sealing off the legions of still dormant Necrons and shattering those already risen. It remained to be seen if anyone could deliver this device, much less escape in time to continue the fight across Cronus.
Okay, so go in, blow it up, get out. Fun.
Fall back and regroup!
Oh, Scout Marines. I haven't even recruited scouts in a while. Well, that's fun.
Lucky creatures. At long last you have found the tranquility of death. I was like you once, clinging to life and blind to the truth. When I uncovered the truth, I too shuddered and paled with fear. Deep in these catacombs, I was remade. Here, my brethren slumbered for eons, while the living grew like weeds. My lord knew this day would come. He had plans for us all. We would purge this world once more. So come, poor victims of life. We will grant you tranquility in these crypts. Cronus will be a tomb world once more.
Okay, then.
Captain,
Okay.
the Tech Marines report that the plasma bomb is ready.
Thank you, brother. We must now deliver it
Heresy
into the
grows
belly of
from
these
idleness.
alien catacombs and bring the sky crashing down upon these Necrons.
Though it may cost our lives, we will not fail the chapter.
We fail if we give our lives needlessly, brother. To die in the chapter's service is praiseworthy, but not if it leaves us without the means to fight the battles to come.
Your leadership is our most valuable
Follow
resource,
me
Captain.
into battle.
You above all must survive to continue the campaign.
And so I will, brother.
Okay, so those are going to be a constant concern.
I serve mankind.
Your commander must
Defending
survive.
By the
objective.
Emperor it shall be
I
so.
am the instrument of his will.
What are they shooting? Oh,
I
an
accept
entire
the challenge.
right, or
I am ready to serve.
I don't
Again,
even know what those are called. It's not even another dreadnought. Did I get destroyed?
consolidate position
Your
on the objective.
instructions. Initializing current protocol.
Yeah.
Fear denies faith.
Faith is purest when it is unquestioning.
Here to serve.
Okay. My first strategy when I land in these places is to always capture the nearby strategic
Our
points.
sensors are picking up unknown energy readings from these points.
We'll have to
Probably
find out
caves.
what's there. I don't want any surprises on the way out,
Oh
Sergeant.
crap.
Your will.
Taking heavy fire.
Your will.
Save the servitor. I capture all the immediate strategic points. And then set whatever forces I have at a choke point.
You have penetrated but the very surface of our catacombs. More and more of us rise from the depths with every passing moment.
Yes, Lord.
Whoa!
Yes, most beneficent one.
Where you need us most.
Yes, most beneficent one.
Okay. That got messy.
Squad morale restored. Taking damage.
Build routine 721 initiated. Yes, most beneficent one. I will do as you ask.
Faith is purest when it is unquestioning.
Okay, so energy reading.
Bless the
Right
mind
there,
too
maybe.
small. While the enemies of the
Oh,
Emperor
let's
still
find
draw
out.
breath, there can be no peace.
I'm gonna have to build a few turrets around here, so that's gonna get aggravating.
The energies are coming from that alien artifact. It must be some form of weapon. Destroy it before they can target our men. Council belies your years.
Our deathless interlopers. Under the shadow of the beacon of unlife, the fallen rise again. And repent.
Under fire.
By the Emperor it shall be so.
Come on now.
To the lost, kill them all. We have been humbled. I shall rally the troops to your cause. We will not falter another step. Your wise
Okay.
counsel belies your
Let's
years.
get them out of there, because they got the crap
I
out of
await
them
your
just now.
instructions.
Or at least the Reclusiarch did.
We seek the enemy.
Okay, so essentially what we've got here.
Yes, Lord.
I'm assaulting the Necrons, which are these guys. They're dead, and they want everything else to be dead with them. Pretty much what that breaks down to. some of their tougher units have the ability to come back to life, per se, if they get near another Necron. I think that's how that works. Anyways, so my goal is to get rid of them because I don't like them.
Yes, Lord?
And if you notice the campaign map when I was selecting this, their main force is here because I managed to sneak in when they weren't looking. Okay.
I await your instructions.
Sacred artifact.
Build routine 721 yes, initiated.
You two be working on more.
Build routine 721 yes, initiated. Most beneficent one. Yes, most beneficent one. Initializing build protocol.
Even without the main army here, this place still has a huge defensive rating. So, my strategy remains as it usually does.
Here to serve.
Steamroll. And if you don't know what I mean by that,
with all due haste,
essentially where I just build a huge army, and then I just take it and cut a swath to the enemy to get to the main objective. It can always take a while, but it's worth it. I know I'm not explaining the game mechanics here, but really this is just a test recording, and I don't even know if I'm going to put it on YouTube yet. If you're watching it, then I obviously did.
Here to serve.
But I don't know.
I exist to serve.
Point
I
is,
await your instructions. I shall obey. Here to serve. Build routine 721 initiated. Yes, I will do as you ask. I await your
if you're
instructions.
curious as to why I'm placing turrets in the middle of my own fortress area,
I will do as you ask.
well, that would be because of these things that spawned in it. Scarabs, or whatever they are. I don't know, I just know if I don't build up my little defenses in here, they can resurrect, and that'll cause a lot of problems later when my army's not here. So if I just place a few turrets here and there to keep them in check, it'll be fine.
Build routine 721 initiated. I await your instructions.
And then I also like to place turrets
Build routine 721 initiated. Yes, Lord?
Faith is purest when it is unquestioning.
I await your instructions.
You see, until I actually leave, I use the army I'm building as a sort of
It is better
defense
to die
system.
for the Emperor than live for yourself. Your will? Faith is eternal.
I don't need too much defenses up until that point, but as soon as I take the army and move out, then I run into issues. So I just set up turrets. Right. You can only have 6 turrets per base, by the way.
Serve. I exist to serve.
In case you're wondering.
I await your instructions.
Now, if this video goes well, I'm thinking of starting a series and running a campaign as another faction in the game, which is the Imperial Guardsmen. Right now, I'm playing as the Space Marines, which I generally regard in this game as the easiest faction to play as. They have the simplest interface, they have no glaring flaws, and they're just slightly above average in every category. Like, especially their basic infantry here, the Space Marine squad. Just compared to most
I
basic
await
infantry,
your
they just
instructions.
destroy.
Here to serve. Yes, Lord?
And yes, that is a technical term. Point is,
Initializing build protocol.
when it comes down to it, these guys are just easy to play as. But the guardsmen, they are essentially just men. These guys, as you can see, they got decked out. Like, this is one of their strongest units, a Terminator. And I don't even know how much human is left in him, even. Okay. I've got a pretty good resource flow going on here.
Yes, most
Now
beneficent
that I'm up
one.
to level 3, I can wait. But my plan... Ooh, actually, I can get that in a minute. You see, what I just purchased for the Space Marines is a upgrade that, if you've read the little description there, it increases requisition flow, which is nice. Considering I only have 2 at the moment. Since that's all that spawned. In this game, the Necrons were one of the new races that were introduced.
Yes, most beneficent one.
Which means, compared to the other races in the game, they were given a bit of an advantage.
I will do as you ask.
Really, it was them and the Tau in this game that are the hardest just to beat down in the campaign. And the Tau, you'll meet later if I make this a series. But, God, this is going to be a long video.
Yes, most beneficent one.
Okay, you guys. Really got nothing for you guys to do right now. I just bought a bunch of upgrades. If you want to know what these do, that lets me equip more heavy weapons, that increases health, those increase attack for certain units. That's an upgrade for the Grey Knights here. Ooh, Terminators. Requisition. Requisition is always my biggest problem because I just have to sit here and wait for it. The Grey Knights here, they're a pretty good unit of melee infantry. The strongest melee infantry is the Assault Terminator. Veteran. What?
Terminator's ready.
Okay. I don't know. Screw it. Yeah, I don't know. What I like to do
Keep
is
striking.
equip my
On alert,
here.
brothers. The enemy must be nearby.
when it
The
is
recruits the Archon.
Faith is my shield.
My force commander here. Right, he has to place a bomb.
Together to victory. What would you have me do?
Look what I've been doing.
Terminator's
My
ready.
news, how would I pay? I don't even remember what song that is anymore, but it's a funny one. You guys... Yeah, you guys
Faith
just
and duty.
wait. The Reclusi Archon can handle the running out for now. Just he healed up. Healed up all the way. Cool.
Your wise counsel belies your years. None can match our combined might.
I should do. But, the Sacred Artifact here essentially just gives upgrades for Legions and the Librarian. These guys are called Apothecaries. And if I equip them to squads, or not even, they just increase the healing rate of nearby units. Well, yeah, enhances regeneration rate. works out pretty well. That's just an upgrade to that arm thing you saw earlier that increased the health. You can see all that stuff there. Well, that one increases damage, but whatever. Point is, I don't know if it was introduced in this game or not, but I think it was introduced in this expansion, Dark Crusade. Every faction has a relic vehicle, or unit, rather. For the Space Marines, it's this Land Raider thing, which is a pretty powerful tank. I think my favorite is actually the Imperial Guardsman's relic unit. It's a big tank called the Bane Blade, and that thing whoops all day, every day. You know, I think I'm actually going to cut the recording right here until I finish building up my little army. And, well, yeah, I'll cut the recording off here until I finish building my little army, and I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Hey, it's actually not been too long since I cut the recording, but I just wanted to show you guys what I'm doing here. I'm recruiting as many of the leader units as I can, and building up my vehicle force. If you look up here, I have these squad caps, which shows my population count, essentially, and how much of each I can have. I can max that out here in the vehicles, and in the infantry I can get it pretty close, but I'm recruiting as many of these different squads as I can. I pretty much don't buy Assault Marines that are melee infantry. I buy Grey Knights, and then I just buy a ton of Space Marines.
Apothecary ready.
I think if I right-click them, they keep recruiting. I don't know, we'll find out. So, point is, I can just keep essentially recruiting these guys, and I can keep building leader units for them.
Praise the
Now,
Emperor and strike
I do
down
have a
his
leader
foe.
unit here I'm not having right now, and that's the Chaplain. And he's essentially the downgraded version of this Reclusiarch guy I have here. But, the Reclusiarch's actually an upgrade I got from conquering a territory. Yeah. So, I just wanted to show you guys what I'm up to, and then I'm not actually going to have enough units because, or enough leader units because they have a limit on the apothecaries. So, that's what I like to equip to them, just for the regeneration rate. But I can't equip enough of them because I can only equip 4. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy these things called Skull Probes, which they detect infiltrated units, which are essentially stealth
Marine
units. You
squad
can't see 'em.
deployed.
I don't know what the Necrons have that can do it, but I'm sure they have one that can. And I just add them on to any squad that doesn't have someone as a leader yet. So
Hope is the first step on the road to
I always put
disappointment.
him on the... No, not the Space
An open
Marines.
mind is like a fortress
Equip.
with its gates unbarred and unguarded.
I always equip him to the Grey
Follow my
Knights just for...
orders.
Marine
that.
squad deployed.
It feels
Through
right.
discipline, we prevail.
Is there anything else here? Yeah, right. Okay. So yeah, if I right-click on it, it keeps recruiting. Okay, well, I will be right back, guys. I'm back for just a minute to show you something here. On these Predator tanks, you can upgrade them with these las cannons, which is just a fancy way of
Marine
saying
squad
you make them
deployed.
better at destroying buildings and other vehicles as opposed to infantry units. Now, it doesn't make them weak against infantry units necessarily, they just aren't as strong against them. I just kind of like the las cannons because they just rip right through buildings. Okay. Here on the Dreadnoughts, you can either give them an assault cannon or a las cannon. I usually equip about 4 Dreadnoughts,
At last,
so I just kind of balance between.
Taking
damage.
back to war.
Welcome back, guys. I have just finished building this army. To select them all, you just hold down Alt if you're on a PC.
Ever
I don't know what that is on a Mac. Don't particularly care. And you can just tilt the screen whatever way you want,
I follow your commands.
and then you move out. Simple as that. Now, when you select a place for them to go, they tend to just kind of scatter. Really? It's weird. So, what I usually do is I'll find a command point nearby that I don't necessarily need, but don't have anything against. And I will go to it, and they will gather around it.
They are finished. Direct me to the injured.
This just kind of helps me get the army out.
Under fire!
Hey, it's one of those tunnels. But this just kind of helps me get the army out of my base, past all the turrets and everything. Because it's really kind of cramped up here, if you can see that. You see, these two might actually be stuck, which kind of sucks, but at the same time, it's not too big of a loss. So that's where all these units have been coming from. They've been messing with me this whole time. Yeah, I think these two are actually stuck. There we go.
Direct me to the injured.
Your will.
Oh, that's First Company.
A moment of laxity
If I
spawned
click
a
on unit
lifetime
that says
of
First
heresy.
Company, that means it's one of my
Captured.
Honor Guard units. And the way you get Honor Guard units is you conquer the different provinces across the battle campaign map. And it will actually give you special rewards for each one. It just so happens that I got one that had the Honor Guard bonus. Hey, attack scarabs. Now that I've got everyone kind
We
of
stand
scattered up
ready.
here, let me just make sure I got all of them. Yep. Let's move
I
on.
follow your commands. The enemies of the Emperor shall be destroyed. Under fire. Death or healing. I dare not which you seek. Direct me to the injured. The enemies of the Emperor shall be destroyed. They are
The
finished.
Necrons are kind of hard to fight sometimes, because what happens
Direct me to the
is
injured.
they can resurrect like that. I think it's just a chance when
No
you
servant
kill
of
like
the
an
Emperor
ice
shall
roll or
fall
something
in Titan.
will happen and they
These
can
particular
resurrect.
catacombs seem devoid of Necron defenders. If we can find a second access point, perhaps we can use them to our advantage.
Okay,
No servant of the Emperor
Yeah.
shall fall in Titan.
right. That.
The enemies of the Emperor shall be destroyed. I follow your commands.
No, I really should have.
The enemies of the Emperor shall be destroyed.
I'll do that next time.
They are finished. The enemies of the Emperor shall be destroyed. Attack!
These are their turrets. I think with that upgrade, they're basically
They are finished.
that's a vehicle turret, and that's a
Attack!
regular turret.
Death or healing. I care not which you seek.
Didn't even really mean to capture that command point, so not too awfully concerned with this loss. That's a slag deposit, so I really don't care about that. Slag deposits are used for
I follow your commands.
thermoplasma generators, which are essentially regular plasma generators that generate 40 energy points instead of 10 per minute.
They are finished.
They're pretty handy,
Taking haste.
but if they're not like on top of my base, I really don't
Direct me to the
support it.
injured.
It's one of those things.
Attack! Death or healing. I care not which you see.
The apothecary.
They are finished.
Turrets. That's not what like.
Death or healing, I care not which you see. Direct me to the injured.
Huh. Sad. Oh, it's cool, bro.
They are finished.
What gave me that?
The enemies of the Emperor shall be destroyed. The enemies of the Emperor shall be destroyed. Death or healing, I care not which you seek. Attack!
Yeah, they about to lose that dreadnought. He just
They
keeps getting
are
pumped by
finished.
these turrets.
They are finished.
Hey, he's handling it
The
pretty good.
enemies of the Emperor shall be destroyed.
Oh no.
They are finished. I follow your commands.
Oh crap, that's a monolith.
Death
We need
or
to destroy
healing,
that.
I care not which you seek.
A monolith is the Necron base,
The enemies of the Emperor shall be
and it
destroyed.
can actually be upgraded to the point where it gets up and moves around.
No servant of
And
the
that's
Emperor shall
really,
fall if I can
really
help it.
aggravating and bad when that happens. Oh, it didn't die. But, so essentially every time I see Monolith, I take it out, whether it's upgraded or not, because it's just really bad.
On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby. Follow me into battle!
See, the way I have these turrets set up here, they pretty much stop anything that needs to, or wants to come through. Put them on the hole on the stand ground.
The battlefield
All the
awaits.
Space Marines. I'll bring all the Space Marines to the yacht. I have like 7 units of you guys. Where are you? No one's died.
The
I
fallen
know.
shall be forever remembered as the
There you
Emperor's finest. The enemy is attacking!
At last, back to war.
Terminator Dreadnoughts.
At last, back to war.
Get out of melee stance.
Predator at your command.
Apothecary here.
Gave you super weapons for a reason.
The Emperor's finest, reporting.
You're on range.
Your wise counsel
You're on melee.
belies your years.
And I don't know where the other
Position secure.
Terminators is. Hey, now I have a relic that I'm not.
Ever vigilant.
It's handy. The reason my dreadnoughts always get into so much
Taking heavy
trouble
fire.
is because of the fact that I forget to put them on ranged stance instead of melee stance, which is. Can I take this path? Yeah. Can. Think. Target spec. Here. How do I even get in there? Right there. Is that really the only entrance? Well, that's gonna be fun. Goes the fastest way to there from here. Screw it, I'm taking this path.
Direct me to the injured.
Necrons are essentially
The
kind
enemy is attacking. The enemies of the Emperor
Breaks
shall be
down to it.
destroyed. Direct me to the injured. Direct me to the injured.
See, I always attach my Force Commander to the Terminator squad. And I always put the Terminator squad on range stance because it's self-defense. But
The enemies of the Emperor shall be destroyed.
Force Commander himself is a very short range, so he usually doesn't attack. And if he's in the front, then he just kind of gets fired at. Hey, look, they caught up. God, I hate how few command points, or how few
I follow your commands.
strategic points there are on this map, because I have very few places to just gather my troops. Maybe that's the point. I don't know. Screw it.
They
If I can
are
find something
finished.
strong enough, then
The enemy is attacking. They are finished.
that would take long enough that the entire army could gather around it. But I don't think
I
there's
follow
any...
your
Oh,
commands.
there's a door. I didn't notice
No
that.
servant of the Emperor shall fall if I
That
compel
that's
it.
kind of gay.
Attack!
Oh, there's a moving...
Under fire!
Oh boy. I think that Dreadnought's a goner. Yeah. Once you build the orbital relay, your Force Commander gets the orbital bombardment ability, which allows you to just rain down destruction, essentially. Actually, I have a minute here. I lost a Dreadnought, so I have a little bit of room for my squad cannon. So, I'm gonna build one of these puppies before I go plant that bomb. You see, it's been a while since I've done this, so I don't remember how exactly tough it is to escape after you plant the bomb.
The enemy is attacking!
I don't do many of the side quests, if you didn't notice. You see, I don't really need to secure them all to ensure my escape route, because I've kind of cut a swath right around them. Where these energy sources, they make the game easier is essentially what they do. If you do the side objectives, like I just destroyed that one because it was right in the middle of my path. But with this land raider that I'm building, I can just drive right through there and pick up my Force Commander if I need to. Which is kind of why I'm building it. I think it's safe to go in.
Fear denies faith.
I'm sure they'll keep me interested.
No servant of the Emperor shall fall if I compel
Okay,
it.
I see how this works out.
Death or healing, I care not which you seek. No servant of the Emperor shall fall. The enemy is attacking! They are finished.
See, I'm not
to the
exactly
injured.
sure what I'm going to have to fight going through here. They shouldn't have a relic unit. I don't think I gave them enough time to get
Death
a relic,
or healing, I care not
but
which
they
you
could
seek.
very well have a relic unit. Which, if you watch the cutscene, you would have noticed something that looks kind of
The
like
enemies
a
of
Grim
the
Reaper.
Emperor shall be destroyed.
Land Raider at your disposal.
That would be their relic unit.
Moving out.
That's a Land Raider.
Taking damage.
The
We are
Land
the
Raider
Emperor's
is my
chosen.
relic unit. So,
I follow your commands.
that's why I got it just now, while I have control of this little relic here.
Taking hits. The enemies of the Emperor shall be destroyed. The enemies of the Emperor shall be destroyed. Death or healing. Take heavy fire.
Okay. So essentially, they've just got troops
The
floating
enemies
out
of the Emperor shall be destroyed.
Yeah, the Land Raider's gonna make it just fine. Okay.
Direct me to the injured. I follow your
I
commands.
built the relic unit. Essence of the Nightbringer. Am I even hurting it right now? Like, serious?
I follow your commands.
I don't get in there. See, sometimes you get little unit buildups and they can't get through tight spaces. So your army efficiency is just like cut in half. It's really frustrating. When it
Taking
happens.
damage. The enemies of the Emperor shall be destroyed.
There we go.
Strike them down with all your might.
Surely there's enough damage. I don't know.
What would you have me do?
Let me just get the Force Commander in here.
Land Raider at your disposal. Approaching target.
Get the Land
Approaching
Raider
target.
At your
Yep.
command.
in. Good job.
Orders received.
Beware the alien, the mutant, the heretic. Brothers, the plasma bomb is planted. We make for the surface. Take me to the front.
You will never leave these catacombs. Our technologies are fully active again, and your deaths are now certain. Darkness veils
Carry
your
me to
eyes
battle.
and
By the
dulls your
Emperor it shall be
senses.
so.
Before the beacon of the Deceiver, we are like deadly shadows, hidden from your
Land
sight.
Raider armored transport.
Time itself bends to the will of the Catan fools. Come before the Chronometron beacon and be frozen into the stillness of death.
Blue.
All machines serve the Catan in the end. We await your command. Bring your vehicles before the beacon of the Void Dragon and watch as they
No
turn
servant of the
against
Emperor
you.
shall fall if I can help.
What? I have no idea what he just said, by the way. If the timer runs out, blah blah blah. Okay.
Land Raider armored transport here.
Ooh. Huh. Yeah, no. I'm just gonna rely on my Land Raider here to
Taking heavy awaiting orders.
get everyone
I
back
follow your
safe
commands.
there.
Hope is the first step on the
Oh,
road
and if you
to
click
disappointment.
backspace, it gets you out of the alt view, by the way. That's what
Taking
the...
hits.
Land Raider armored transport here.
Oh, they're stealthed.
Taking heavy fire.
That's wonderful. Who's blue now? Blue is an ally unit, in case you were wondering. I think it's happening because of whatever that guy was talking about. I just, I don't know who it's happening to. Or if it's happening at all anymore.
Taking heavy fire.
I'm trying to get most everyone as far away as I can. God, is everyone stealthed? What's going on? Yeah. I have a feeling as soon as I get my Force Command out, it really doesn't matter who else I have back there. But just in case.
Land Raider at your disposal.
Hello.
We will destroy the enemy.
The enemy is attacking!
Monoliths. Mother of pearl. That's not
Land Raider armored
Drop me
transport
here
here.
and wait for on alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby. Follow me into battle.
Land Raider at
Taking
your
heavy
disposal.
fire!
We will destroy the enemy.
yeah. That's not good.
I await
Sir.
your instructions.
Protect the headquarters there.
This day shall be a glorious one for
Under
the
fire!
Imperium. I shall not fail.
Land Raider at your disposal.
What would you have me do?
Know where it came from. Going down.
Faith and duty.
Land Raider armored transport here.
Oh, so
Bring them back, my lord. The living are escaping. My lord, the living have...
The final assault against the Necrons in the catacombs under the Thur Abyss Plateau became the thing of legend among the Blood Ravens. Descending into that sepulchral underworld, the Battle Brothers must have felt cut off from the Emperor's light altogether. Nevertheless, they fought with all the courage and steel of the Imperium's finest, bringing holy fire to the enemies of all life. Those brothers who emerged from that charnel underworld marked their armors with a small elongated skull, emblematic of their fallen Necron foes. The chapter's second company, which contributed most of the forces sent into Thur Abyss, would add the Necron skull to its heraldry and adopt the motto, "Victory over death."
well, guys, if this is on YouTube, thank you for watching. This is the Dancing Sousa, logging out.